Bing, our search application, is the largest AI application, and that's been around now for 10 years. And it really is about providing more personal, pervasive and predictive experiences for consumers.
I'm Rachel Bronstein, and this is Digital Transformation Behind the Curtain. In this series, you'll hear how innovative thinking strengthens customer relationships and improves the workplace. Welcome back to the Microsoft Partner Network podcast. Today, I am joined by Nickie Smith. She is the Global Marketing Director for Microsoft Search Advertising. Welcome to the studio today, Nickie.
Nice to be here.
All right, so you've been with Microsoft a good amount of time. Can you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and your journey to get to where you are?
Sure. I've been very privileged to have a long career here at Microsoft. I started working in the UK 20 years ago. I call myself a bit of a digital veteran. I helped launch some of our famous consumer online services such as Hotmail, MSN.co.uk and Expedia way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then I carried on working there. I joined Expedia for a bit and launched Expedia in the UK market. And then about 12 years ago, I moved over from B2C and moved to B2B, a marketing position for online advertising and helped our regional sellers market our advertising propositions across our Microsoft services. And then 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to relocate my family here to Seattle and join the search advertising team. And so I'm there as a global lead for the campaign and content marketing team.
So what is a little bit of your day in that kind of world? It's changing quickly, as with everything, but what are you up to?
Yeah, the online space has always been dynamic. So whether it's ever changing, our roles are ever evolving. But right now, the team is very focused on creating and curating content to enable our sellers to sell our propositions, to enable our partners, and also to provide content for all of our marketing channels, whether it be webcasts, first, second, third-party events, our social channels and our web channels. So a lot of that content originates from my team, and then we are responsible for getting it programmed and published globally across about 15 markets.
That's impressive. You're thinking about digital transformation, these two words we keep hearing. What does that mean to you, Nickie?
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting time to be a marketer right now.
Yeah.
Digital transformation to me is when digital becomes ubiquitous, when it powers the entire organization. And so I feel that we're at a pivotal point. If you think about digital, it really started about 20 years ago. And then it was about introducing new online consumer experiences, new online advertising experiences. And here we are now. Marketing is core and center to the digital transformation. And as part of that, we are able to offer technology, we're able to offer data, we're able to offer our services to help our partners and help our customers harness the power of AI and really transform their marketing.
What are some of the things that you're seeing that are changing the fastest? I mean, you have some pretty staggering statistics.
Yeah. So, I mean, what we know is that people are more connected than they've ever been before. So on average, they have 3 to 4 devices each. And I've read in some cases up to 7 devices. People are interacting and conversing on lots of different platforms. So from Skype to Messenger, using bots and using digital agents like Cortana and Alexa and Siri. They're also using and engaging with new platforms such as augmented and mixed reality. And of course, there's oceans of data that's being produced there ready for us to sort of harness from a marketing standpoint.
And in fact, you told me that search is the biggest AI-powered app. I really would like to hear more about that.
Yeah, so AI has actually been around since the 1950s, and Microsoft has been investing and researching in it for the last 25 years. Bing, our search application, is the largest AI application, and that's been around now for 10 years. And it really is about providing more personal, pervasive, and predictive experiences for consumers. So when I say personal, it recognizes my preferences and it cuts out the irrelevant information and just shows up the information and the data I'm looking for. Pervasive, it's now available across multiple devices, whether it be your laptop, your phone, your iPhone, your Android, your tablet, and smart speaker with Cortana. And then it's also predictive. So it uses my past behavior and my preferences and surfaces up suggestions for things that I've shown some intent around that I might possibly need. And I was thinking this morning as I was driving in around this predictive scenario, I've just recently booked a holiday quite late, family holiday for spring break, and I booked it on a wet afternoon in February. So it was late, there was limited availability, the prices were high, and I was thinking, imagine a time where your personal assistant, your digital assistant, goes, okay, we're 4 months out from Issaquah School District spring break, we need to have a look for the Smith family. We know they love active holidays because they've got teenage boys, adrenaline monkeys, and we know the destinations they've been to, the kind of things that they like. Let's put together an itinerary for that spring break because we can see the prices are starting to get a little higher, availability is starting to get a little limited, and so they can actually predict the kind of things and surface up an itinerary for me which I can just choose from and then book. And imagine that scenario as opposed to spending 3 hours on the phone and on the internet trying to make that happen in February, which, because of course it was getting harder to book closer to the time. So I'm looking forward to that time.
Do you think we're far away from that time?
I don't. I see evidence every day of friction being taken out of those kind of experiences. It's still fragmented and piecemeal, but it's getting better with every single day.
There's been some pretty recent advances too in Bing. I remember some of the recent announcements. Can you, just so the audience knows too, and the capabilities?
That's correct. So now what we are able to do with Bing, as it is an AI-infused product, we're really able to help marketers harness their data strategy so they can target new and customers across our Bing network, or they can bring their data, their custom data to us, and we can actually target their existing customers on our network with new offers and experiences across the consumer journey. In addition to that, we can also help them build engaging experiences using the Microsoft Bot framework. So they can build a bot and then we can promote that bot across the Bing network as well. And then in addition to that, we also work with marketing automation. So we're able to help our customers, our partners and our customers target more discrete audiences, plan their campaigns, optimize their media buys, so reducing efficiencies and creating much greater ROI. So a lot of opportunity in partnering with Bing.
You talked about that consumer journey and you're working with partners and customers, and so important to properly engage with that audience. How are you working with your partners and customers to build those connections and engage with them?
Yeah. So we have a partner program and we have a set communication rhythm and programs with them across the year. We also use our networking capabilities. So we have, for example, a program called Janes of Digital, and it is a networking initiative that really came out of an insight a few years ago where the industry was very much male-dominated. Events were designed around young men, but there were actually quite a lot of women joining the industry. And the venues chosen for networking was dark-lit venues with beer and very little else. And so we decided to set up a series of events in brightly lit venues, art galleries, which were much more welcoming for women and men too. And we would serve light appetizers and a broader range of drinks. And then we would invite a panel from the industry to talk about issues and opportunities facing women in the industry. And that has proved extremely popular for us. It's helped us develop deep connections with our customers and our partners, treating them as a whole person, not just as someone we do business with, but somebody that we have created a relationship with and have got to know. And programs like that have received incredibly high positive feedback. Our customers really cherish the moments and the time that they spend with us.
I'm sure you're building that customer lifetime value and they can see themselves in your business. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit more about how partners and ways in which stories and tools that we can be using, or this idea of inclusive marketing, how can we start to think about that and infuse it into the way we're transforming?
Yeah, certainly. So one of the things that we're working on in the search advertising business is telling more powerful stories. And we had another insight. So we serve businesses and partners, large and small. So from the very enterprise end of the spectrum right down to small businesses, one-man bands or one-woman bands, I should say. And so we had this insight that a large proportion of small businesses are owned by women and by minority groups. And in fact, 39% of businesses in the US are owned by women, and 46% of those are owned by women of color. And so we thought about telling stories of our customers, how they got started out in business, the struggles that they went through and the trials and tribulations, but also the successes and how we helped them, how Bing helped them along the way. And so this year, in celebration of International Women's Day, we launched 2 stories of 2 businesses, Trophy Cupcakes, which is a cupcake business based in Seattle, and Yomo Beauty, which is a beauty products business based in LA. And those stories seem to have really resonated with our customers. We're getting really high engagement with their stories on our social channels. And so we feel like this is something that we want to do more of, is highlight companies that are led by minority groups who find it hard to get funding, hard to get support in the community. And so we want to be able to tell them that we're here to help them and we have services to support them.
Well, it looks great not about looks, but you're helping our customers, and then in turn it's really helping them too. I mean, you're providing marketing. It's such a win-win situation, and empower our customers. And then I'm sure you feel more empowered as an employee here, right? That's kind of the beautiful connection, right? Where the work that we do actually, the 4 pillars that we talk about of digital transformation, engaging your employees, empowering your employees, engaging your customers. When you can mix all that together, it's kind of like the mecca, and you're kind of doing that a little bit, Nickie.
We do. I mean, it's very exciting for the team.
Yeah.
We are very diverse and inclusive in how we operate. We have a passion behind it. We really have taken Satya's invitation to pursue our passion and find our purpose and put Microsoft to work. And when we are able to connect that with our everyday work and with our customers and with our partners, that's where we start to see real magic happening. And our employees feel really happy to come to work. We've just coming out of poll, and the team have given and fed back some staggeringly positive results, and so we believe it's partly because we've been able to connect their passion and purpose to the business. Make no mistake, we're a business, and we have business targets and sales targets to achieve. But when you can empower your employees to empower our partners and customers, it is, as you say, a win-win situation.
How do you do that for those listening? I mean, what can you start to think about to find a little bit of magic there?
I think it's really about learning about each other a bit more. You'll hear us talk about authenticity. And so we've really taken the Microsoft 10 behaviors of inclusion to heart. So we challenge each other to listen to each other, make sure all voices are heard. We go and seek alternative viewpoints. So it's not just one team's point of view, it's just one group's point of view. We look for input from everywhere. We encourage each other to be bold and courageous in our conversations and challenge each other. We're looking for the best idea, not just for one group's idea. So it's really about building that culture. And I think it really starts there. And then you're empowering your employees to go off and do their best work. And we've taken on the sort of use of coaching. Coaching has been really powerful in, rather than directing our employees what to do, we really help them come up with their own solutions and their own ideas to test and learn. Marketing is all about test and learn. And so getting really, taking calculated risks, tracking the results, evolving and tweaking and refining and being okay. There's no sacred cows. Being okay, that one didn't work. Okay, let's abandon that and let's move on. And I think this sort of new culture that we're building, that it's okay to fail, we're still working through that. We're still testing that out, but actually celebrating failures. And in our team, we have the Golden Plunger Award. So it's peer nominated, or you can self-nominate. So when you make a mistake or something didn't go as well, then we celebrate it and we share the learnings with everybody. And of course, we have a good laugh. We have an awards process where we hand over the Golden Plunger. I have the Golden Plunger right now.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I'm sure you can't share what happened.
Well, it's not terribly interesting, but there was a sort of a certain lack of planning that basically led me to do a lot of work that I hadn't planned on doing. And so, I fell on the Golden Plunger.
Well, hopefully you'll pass the baton on.
Absolutely.
I love that idea. I've never heard that. And I work at Microsoft. It just shows we have lots of things that we can learn from each other. Where do you see things going in the next year, 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about 5 or 10 years, but I think, there's some really interesting signs of exciting stuff that's happening. So when you look at digital agents, it's forecasted by 2025 that 95% of customer interactions will be through digital agents. And so that is going to really increase the ability for brands to generate customer loyalty and create competitive edge. When you look at apps, there's a lot of work going on right now with developers who are really integrating intelligence and data into the apps so that they become AI enabled. And they say 75% of apps will be AI enabled by 2018. And then the other trend that we're seeing is voice. Voice is just the use of voice is increasing. So right now, about 60% of people have engaged at least once in voice activation. But we think by the end of 2020, at least 30% of search results will be through voice. So some really exciting changes in the way that people are going to engage with technology. It's not only technology that's changing, but human behavior is changing. And I think that's what's so great about AI's vision, as Microsoft's vision for AI. AI amplifies human ingenuity and expands our capabilities. It enables us not only to be more productive, but it also helps us solve some of society's very challenging problems.
Right. How do you balance out this new with people that are not ready for that though?
Yeah, and it's Microsoft's job to make AI accessible to all, right? And so we are taking AI out to our partners and customers in a easy to consume way. There's no question that some consumers and customers and partners are scared about AI, and that they're really, it's so exciting. We need to help them to embrace it head on. And so, we are taking out what we call an AI bootcamp, and we'll take it to industry events. We'll take it to our partners and run it at our own events where we can demonstrate the capabilities, where we can show how we can help them harness the power of AI to transform their marketing and drive new experiences for their brand. So there's a lot of resources we have here at Microsoft that's available for everyone on our websites. And so, yes, it is scary, but we're here to help. And my recommendation is go get help. With whether it's from us or whether it's from someone else, there's plenty of help available out there. AI needs great data, so you need to ensure that you've got joined up data across your organization. So join your data up and put it to work. And then third, I would say make sure that you invest in your own knowledge as a leader in an organization, but also in your employees. It's imperative that they are educated on these new trends, on these new technologies, on this new consumer behavior. We are evolving to a learn-it-all culture here at Microsoft, and it's imperative that people keep up and educate themselves, and companies need to invest in that for their organization. And then it's like, be bold, take some risks, go out there and create some new experiences, products and services, try them out with your customers, get feedback, iterate. Really, we're only limited by our imagination.
Our own brains. Isn't that funny? Well, are there any last, you had a lot of recommendations or key takeaways for the partners that are small or huge listening on the phone or on their podcast or whatever they're listening on?
I encourage everybody, particularly marketers right now. This is such a superb time to be a marketer. We sort of, in the recession, we got sort of in the doldrums as people were cutting budgets. But now we're really core and center. AI-enabled marketing transformation presents so many opportunities for us to develop our own talent and our own knowledge and our skills, and add value to us as assets, making us more marketable, more valuable to organizations, but also to get creative, to innovate, to design new customer experiences. And so it really is just such a great time to take advantage of all of this great technology.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much for being in the studio today, Nickie.
It's been great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review if you like what you heard. Join the conversation on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at RK Bronstein and at MS Partner. And you can hear from more great speakers during Microsoft Inspire from July 15th to 19th in Las Vegas. Visit partner.microsoft.com/inspire for more information.